Hey, what's up guys? Blunt Guts here. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I always appreciate it. We've got a big week of Watcher of Realms coming up. Guild Wars is turning over. We've got new heroes coming. We've got just so many different things going on. I'm going to talk through all of it. I'm also going to go through my rewards, and I'm going to take a stab at that Nascent Summoning. Let's get to it. All right, so first things first, you can see the Nascent Summoning is still going on through the end of today, through the end of Monday. Again, I don't know that this is really one that you should be summoning on, but worth noting, you still have a last opportunity. I need to do my weekly 10 pull, so I am going to go and do that at the end of this video, see if I can't get lucky, but I'm not going to go more than that. I am fresh off a pity, so there's really no need for me to go and dump a ton of resources for what is ultimately more than likely going to be a subpar hero. I'd encourage you to go and look at your own roster before you make a decision to pull. But a bigger decision is going to be the hero that is coming this weekend. That's right, Fenris is coming. Honestly, he's one of the most exciting heroes that I think has been released in quite some time. I think he is unequivocally good. I think that if they were to fix the Northerner faction, he would be amazing. But he is going to be, at the very least, an upgrade over Maul in pretty much every different scenario that you would use Maul in. He is very directly a legendary version of Maul. On top of that, he does bring crazy rage regen, with the caveat that his allies do need to be shielded in order to receive that rage regen, which is where the Northerner component really comes in. To take full advantage of this hero, you are going to need a lot of shields going out, and that is something that I think is hard to replicate in this game. Now, I did have one viewer mention Desomi's exclusive artifact does basically give unlimited shields. That is one way you could do it. He is really good if you can provide shields. So definitely something that everybody should think about. We've also got a lot coming down the pipeline, not to mention at some point they are going to start releasing the new tactical mastery champions, the ones that can be picked up and moved and transformed and things like that. So I would be cautious. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying don't pull. I'm just saying there's probably good stuff coming as well. We're all going to have to think strategically with our summon usage. That's all I'm going to say about that. I will have another video out later in the week where I go more in depth on Fenris and this banner in general and talk about whether or not I think you should be pulling. I also do have a breakdown of Fenris' skills that I will have a link to in the description of this video. And when I do release it, I'll come back and I'll add a damage test that I am working on between Fenris and the other AoE marksmen. We have also got the Gladiator's Gauntlet starting this week. That's right. Season 7 is in the books. Gladiator's Gauntlet is starting. Let's see, when is the first day? 3.5 days from now, so I guess it is starting on Thursday, I do believe. So that is exciting. I'm not going to lie. I am not exactly at a high point in my GvG enthusiasm right now, but I always love the Gladiator's Gauntlet. Things get mixed up a little bit. Feels like things are a little bit less defined. People are less locked into a particular meta, and it does make things a bit more fun, in my opinion. Not to mention, there's just fewer attacks. It's one-day matches. It's just a better experience, in my opinion. So I am excited about that. With that said, Season 7 did not end all that well for your boy. Celestial's Arbiters did finish in 66th place. Quite the tumble from being in the top 10 for multiple weeks in a row as of the last few weeks. You know what? I don't know that I'm going to make a big video on this, but I will just say here that the rating system in GvG needs to change. There is something wrong with the fact that we, as a guild that was very competitive up until about 2 weeks before the end of the season, we lost 3 out of our last 4 matches, and as a result, we tumbled just drastically. Now, I'm not saying that we deserve to be an Overlord or anything like that. I am saying that there are a lot of guilds in Overlord that I know for a fact that we can beat. It's just luck of the draw at the end of the day, but we did end up getting matched up against several guilds in the last 2 weeks that were just very close matches at the end of the day. Somehow all of those guilds ended up finishing in the top 20. We are ranked more than 40 spots lower than them, despite the fact that several of these losses were by 1 to 2%. And it's just rough, you know. This has happened to us many times in GvG. I feel like we have been struggling since Season 4. I don't think we finished an Overlord, despite the fact that we've had several top 32 finishes in the Gladiator's Gauntlet, and we are always very competitive against many of the teams that do seem to somehow find themselves in Overlord. Now, I know this is not unique to me. This is not unique to Celestial's Arbiters. There are many guilds that have experienced this kind of thing. This is something that does need attention. I think this is the premier, in my opinion, competitive game mode in Watcher of Realms. And right now, it feels like a crapshoot up at the top. And that it's just like we were trying to strategize, trying to figure out if it made more sense to lose a match in the final couple weeks and try to kind of game the system that way. And that should never be a consideration in a competitive game mode like this. That is, in my mind, indicative of a failing system. So I think that there should be something that should be changed. I'm not saying I have a perfect solution offhand, but I do think that hopefully something can be done to make this a more equitable situation where we can get a leaderboard that more accurately represents the power levels and skill levels of the guilds that are involved. Other than that, we do still have the Til Kingdom Come event going on. It is going through April 9th, so like another week and a half really at this point. That is something that you should all make sure that you do take advantage of. In particular, you want to make sure that you are collecting all of the stuff in this celebration shop over here. You do need 7,000 of these lucky balloons in order to get there. You can see I'm at 6,900 out of 7,000 right now, so I will be getting this unpolished legendary soulstone very, very soon. I'm very excited about that. I don't know who's going to get it. I do think, I would caution everybody, make sure that you are using that on a very rare hero. Typically, we're talking about ancient exclusive heroes or limited heroes, a la, say, like a Kigiri or a Wukong or something of that power level. So that would be my recommendation to you. Just, these are incredibly rare resources. They are the best resources in the game. Be frugal with their use, my friends. Let's go get some rewards. And we got to talk about Abyss 1 as well, right? Let's claim the rewards here. Let's see what we got. It's like nothing crazy here. We got a piece of gear, which I'm never going to use, so that's going to get sold immediately. I like that the purple chests do seem to have the chance to drop some good things. I have gotten a skill crystal out of the purple chest, so that is nice to see. It's not just hopeless disappointment as soon as we see it. So our guild is kind of mired in the upper 20s. I think there's a couple people that are hitting the low 30s right now, but what we are seeing is some very high scores being put out on the world rankings. People have broken 50K right here. You see Deeges in Mad and K-Val hitting around 53K. We've got some other folks that are very close behind as well. Here's the thing that I hate about this. Literally every single one of these teams has a Solkadins in it. And I know that's the name of the game. That seems to be like the development strategy in this, is like there's always one hero who is the best at this. The problem is, in this case, Solkadins is like the only one that allows you to get past 22K right now. If you don't have Solkadins, you are boned. And I'm sure they're going to release somebody that's going to fix that situation, but they need to do it sooner rather than later, in my opinion. It is so goddamn frustrating that an ancient exclusive lord, and on top of that, an ancient exclusive lord that you have at least at A1, is the limiting factor to progress in something. It's not about skill. It's not about creative team comps. It's not about gearing. It is simply about whether or not you have that lord. If you don't, you're screwed. If you do, then all those other factors I just mentioned do come into play to a degree, but you need to clear that hurdle in order to play, and that just, I don't know. Can't wait for that Solkadins banner. That's coming soon, I am sure. It's something I really don't want to pull on, but I might end up being forced to because I want to progress in this boss. So, yeah, that does suck. Let's go and collect our rewards for the rest of these things. I hope that I get something good, but I'm not really expecting it. Let's see, nothing all that great there. Let's check out Nightmare 3. Another purple chest, which probably means, yep, another purple chest there. I got some gems. That is good. I am doing, by the way, despite my initial advice, I am doing 3 different Guild Boss 1 runs per day now. I'm hitting Abyss 1 as well as Nightmare 3 and Nightmare 4. I typically am going to get those 200 gems that I spent on the additional key back, and I'm hunting soulstones. So one more chance at soulstones is worth it in my mind, especially when I'm going to get those gems back. So that is my Guild Boss 1 rewards. Let's go take a look at Guild Boss 2. We're going to start with APOC 1. We're going to hope that we get some. There we go. We start off with an ancient. We clear that hurdle initially. Gotta love that. Only one from Guild Boss 1, but just getting one is great in my mind. So I am going to take the Gleaming Meteorites, the exclusive artifact forging material there. That is the best option among the 3 that I was presented with. And let's see what we're going to get here. Show me some ancient summons. Yeah, so only 3 this go around, which is too bad. But Yeah, nothing really to write home about there. I feel like at this point, these flawless meteorites are almost kind of worthless because I don't really care about the normal ones. I really just want the exclusive artifacts, so I am going to take this again. Again, they just offered me these spirits for upgrading gear, which also kind of underwhelming at this point. I'm waiting. When are we going to get the ability to upgrade things into Tier 3? That's something I would love to see. They put out these sets, and nobody really gets to use them for the most part, or very few people do, because you have to get extraordinarily lucky to be able to put a set together. Otherwise, it's just not good enough. So it's like, why take the effort to put forth this new content? I don't know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So if you are watching this, developers, please give us some more ways to get some Tier 3 gear. I would appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else would as well. Let's go on over to Void Rift. All right, I did complete my Void Rift earlier. Let's go see if I can't get a little lucky, get a skill crystal or something along those lines. There we go. There's a legendary skill crystal. No ancients, but, you know, hey, I would much prefer the skill crystal to yet another ancient that's probably not going to roll well. So that is awesome. Love it. Love it. Just love to see it. And, yeah, it's a good week. It's a good week. Another ancient. Get another ancient in shards as well. And, of course, these gleaming meteorites. I've got 584 of them. Let's go summon some exclusive artifacts. All right, I got 14 of these bad boys. We're going to do 4 singles, then we'll do a 10 pull. Let's see how we do. There's a golden scarab. Don't really need that, but, you know, that's a good one at least. Reaper's Emblem. I don't think I actually have one of those at 25. I've got more than enough to make one. But I've never really wanted to. And there's an Astral Obelisk, which is fine, too. Let's do this 10 pull. Hopefully, we can get at least a couple of exclusives in here. Let's see what we get. There's an Oblivion Pendant, a Scarlet Dagger. I've got so many of these Scarlet Daggers. And I mean, I'm happy to get the Cetrum one. That is awesome. I think that's level 19, if I'm not mistaken, on my Cetrum one. The Scarlet Dagger, I've got a bunch of these. No Nyx. Do not have a Nyx. Maybe we can change that, though. Let's go see if we can't snag an unowned hero on the Nascent Banner with my first 10 pull. All right, this is high-stakes summoning right here. We're only going to do one 10 pull, maybe 2 if I'm feeling a little spicy. We'll see. We'll see how we do. I need to hit on this first 10 pull, otherwise we're going to be screwed. And I didn't. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn. Well, it's just building mercy, right? Right? That's how it works. Let's see how we do here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We're going to do one more. Why not? Let's just roll the dice here and nothing. Nothing. Oh, God. One last one. One last one. I got no willpower. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I've run the math. I'm not likely to get somebody that I want anyway. And nothing. Okay. Well, 30 is as lenient as I'm going to be with myself. I am not going to go. And I think that's 3 with no epics too, right? Good God. How horrendous is that? Well, so be it. I will take that mercy, and I will pay it forward on the next banner that I am pulling on. I do appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe. Click that thumbs up button. Click that subscription button. I would really appreciate it. Please support my channel. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you in advance if you can do that. Otherwise, good luck on your own rewards. I hope you get something good. I will catch you all next time.